Hi, ladies. It's Beth from Be Styled, and time for another Tipsy Tuesday. Welcome. I'm here. How are you? Today, I had a couple things planned, a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, I wanted to give you all a chance to ask me questions. So I'm going to have my glasses handy, so feel free to ask me anything. Ask me outfit questions, anything, any questions. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about this book that prompted me to come up with an idea for today. Okay, if anyone follows me, I don't know, that sounds so pretentious. If you follow me, where? Anyway, I highly recommend this book. I've only read about a quarter of it or so, or a third of it, but it's so good. It's called Limitless by Jim Kwik. He's somebody I found on the internet. He's basically a brain trainer. His story is amazing. He had a childhood injury when he was in kindergarten that made him basically learning disabled for many years, really struggled in school. Long story short, has now become like a person who trains people to use the muscle between their ears to its fullest potential. And what I was just reading about this morning, it's great for kids too, or teenagers, or anyone. I was reading about this morning is mindset, which is such a buzzword and whatnot, and a fixed mindset. And we all know people, maybe we know ourselves, who have very fixed mindsets. Like, if something is the way it is, that's just the way it is. If I am, this way, I will always be this way. For a kid, if a kid doesn't think they're good in school, well, I'm just not good at school. Or in my case, perfect example, for my whole life, I've been saying to people, I'm not good at math. I was an English major. My brother was a engineer, math genius. He is a math genius. Comes very easily to him. Did not come easily to me. At least that's the story I told myself pretty much my whole life. But as I was reading this book, he asked you to answer questions. And one of the questions was, what's a limiting belief that you've been telling yourself? And for me, it's like, I'm not good at math. And it's like, no, you can be good at anything. So this is a little plug for the book. But what I want to talk about, since this is a style site or business that I have here and not psychology, I want to talk about our limiting beliefs when it comes to our style or our appearance. And I am wearing red today. Thank you. Everyone's commenting on my red. I figured it's Valentine's Day. Before I see you again on Monday, it's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to wear red. And that leads into one of my points. I want to talk about very common beliefs, mindsets that I hear all the time from customers, from myself, from friends. And it usually starts with, I can't wear blank. Not I don't like to wear, I can't wear red. I hear I can't wear red all the time. And honestly, I think a lot of it is people think of red as a very like, ooh, look at me color. Because it is. The connotation is it's a power color. I remember back in my working days with Tiffany's, if I had a big presentation to do, I had this great red suit. And I was like my lucky suit. I loved wearing a red suit. But there are a lot of people who would say, well, that's kind of obnoxious. Like, it's sort of some people have a connotation of red as being too much of a look at me, give me attention, I want to stand out kind of thing, and see that as a negative thing. And yes, there are times where wearing red is not going to be, quote, appropriate. One of my least favorite words, now that I don't have kids at home anymore, especially. When they were little, that word came out of my mouth like every 10 words. Is that appropriate? Is that an appropriate thing to say? Is that an appropriate way to... I hate the word appropriate now, and I hate to hear myself use it. And when other people use it, I kind of cringe too. But true. Red is not always going to be the best choice, depending on the social situations or if there's a cultural situation. I mean, I'm not getting into that. You got to Google that. If you're not sure if red's appropriate for where you're going, Google it and get some other opinions. But if it's just a Tuesday afternoon and you want to wear a red sweater, or it's Valentine's Day or Christmas or whatever, any day, then I'm going to answer your question, Cindy. It is... anyone can wear red. And yes, the thing about red is it is a there's a spectrum of reds. And Cindy, I would tell you that the color guru would probably say that there is, or I'm going to say that there is a red for everyone. I think a form of red shows up in every person's color scheme. Some reds are more of a blue, cool red, which is like this. I think is this the same red? I can't tell. There are different shades of red. I tend to gravitate towards a true red or one that's more on the blue side because I tend to gravitate towards cooler colors. I think you're the same way, Cindy. People who gravitate towards warmer colors would go for something with a slightly oranger shade. Yes, burgundy is still red. It is more of a cool red. There are burgundies that are good for warm too. But my point is, if you love red, and Cindy, I would challenge you to put on a red sweater and take a picture. And I know what you look like, and I would be shocked if you didn't look just smoking hot in a red top. I really think so that's another thing about mindset is all through our lives we've either told ourselves things, I can't wear this, or we've heard we take what other people say. Could be me, could be the color guru, could be your mother, your sister, your husband, your kids, and you hear what they say and you give it way too much power over you. And I have so many examples of that in my own life. And I would just encourage you to stop yourself. When you hear that voice in your head say, I can't, or you can't wear something, wear red lipstick, wear a bright lipstick that's not nude or beige, or wear anything that's not gray or neutral, not because you don't, maybe you just love to wear neutrals and that's just, you feel great in your neutrals. That's one thing. But to say, I only wear neutrals because, I don't want to draw attention to myself, or someone told you once when you wore some color, they said, oh, look at you today, like in some way that made you feel like, oh, I'm trying too hard, or I'm standing out too much, so I'm just going to default to my neutrals for the rest of my life. That happens to us as women. Think about something somebody might have said to you once, even somebody who you don't even really care about, and you give that so much weight, and it affects your whole life, but it does affect your style, and it makes style not as much fun as it should be, and it makes it very easy to get into a rut, and that is not good. My grandma always get anything red, and she was right. I love red. She was right. She always gave you everything red. Well, good for grandma. Mary's favorite color is red. She loves wearing red, and when she wears red, when she's got the white hair, people go bananas, and she loves wearing red. So it's Valentine's Day. I would encourage everyone to find a red that you like, if you like it. If you just don't like the color, I'm not a huge fan of orange. So just as a color, I like corals, but true orange, some people love it. And I love, I have a friend who had an orange bag. It was like her signature thing. Orange is just not my color. I don't care if it means anything. It's just, I don't love it. I don't love it on me. I don't love it aesthetically, personally. So I don't care what anyone says. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to wear it because it's a trend, or because Beth on the internet says, it's Valentine's Day, you need to wear red, or it's a Halloween, you need to wear orange. No, it doesn't work that way. But my point is, if you like it, if you like the red, wear the red. Okay? Don't be afraid. Don't pigeonhole yourself and say, I can't wear red, or I don't want to draw attention to myself, or I only wear red on certain occasions. That's another mistake that even I make. I've kind of forgotten about red for a while, and I realize I really do love red. Let's see, red shoes are the best. Yes, a very wise blogger, Beth, I don't know, her last name is DJ, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to say it. Her handle is a style at a certain age. She's fabulous. She said every woman should own a pair of red shoes. So I actually went out and bought those red shoes. I'll link them, the Amazon red shoes. When and where will I ever wear them? I don't know, but I have them at least. And maybe I'll wear them on Valentine's Day this year. Who knows? But yeah, and I think it was Bill Blass that says, when in doubt, wear red. Okay, but red is just one example. Here's another example from my life that's a current kind of issue for me. I have always been envious of and wanted long hair. I've always wanted long. I always look at women with long hair, and I love it. I just think on a lot of women, it looks so great. I never had it as a kid, as a girl. You know, girls nowadays, I don't think it's possible to be a teenage girl and not have hair at least this long. If I don't know any of them, they don't know them. It's amazing to me. But anyway, I never had that. My hair, it never got to that length. I always cut it. For one reason why, as a little girl, my mother, and to this day, she does not like long hair, doesn't like it on anyone. If she had her way, there's a girl on the news that she watches that has a pixie cut, not even a pixie, like really, 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 really short hair. It looks great on her. But she's like, oh, Beth, you should get your hair like that. I'm like, Mom, I don't have the face for that. I don't have the hair for that. Like I have too much hair, and I wouldn't like it. But and so the other thing she always tells me, which I do agree with, is Beth, whenever I have my hair in a ponytail, she goes, I love your hair pulled back. This has been going on since I was old enough to wear a ponytail. Because when I was really young, she kept my hair really short. Once I grew it, if I was wearing a ponytail, I love your hair. If it wasn't in a ponytail, she'd say, Beth, will you put your hair in a ponytail? Can you pull your hair back? Get your hair off. So anyway, I have made a commitment with Holly, my hair girl. She's like, we have done everything with your hair in terms of, not everything, but we've been in a lot of different, she's like, if you want long hair, we're going to make your hair long. So I'm in the process right now of growing my hair long. Now, I know a lot of people don't like that. There are a lot of people that would say, Beth, you're 55. It does not look good on women over X number of years to have long hair. That is a very popular opinion. And I'm going to link a video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Angie from Hot and Flashy. And she did a whole thing on long hair and women over 50. And she talks about how she cares for her hair, and her hair is really long. And she said she went many years where she couldn't get past that shoulder length. Anyway, so I'll post that in case you are ever interested in looking at information on longer hair. But I'm going to give it a try, because what do I have to lose? I mean, it just means I'm not going to, I get trims and whatnot. Once it's long, I might be like, yep, all right, I've done it now, and I don't like it. But I'm going to give it a try. And they're going to be, and I know I have friends who are going to be like, oh, even, to my face or not, they're going to say, I really wish Beth would cut her hair. I'm sure there's some of you saying that. And I appreciate that. And whatever. My point is, you gotta just try things. You can always change it. Try the red top. If you really don't like it, change on date night, or going out on a date, or out with your husband, or out to lunch with your girlfriends. If you don't like the red, change it. If you don't like the long hair, cut it. If you have short hair and you want long hair, grow it. Okay? But think about your mindset. Think about what's keeping you from doing those things. Is it somebody else's, opinion? We are grown-ass women here. To quote one of my favorite customers, you know who you are. A lot of you know who she is. Be a grown-ass woman. You are. All right, let's see. If your hair is healthy, you can wear it as long as you want. I have a friend who's 68 with, it's true. A lot of it is hair health and hair type. I have tons of hair. And what I'm learning from Holly my hair stylist guru, is there's a chance that the longer it gets, it's going to get easier. The shorter my hair is, the longer it takes me to dry it and style it. Go figure. It is harder to manage because it just grows this way. It grows like this, and hopefully with some weight, it will become, and then maybe I can wear it curly too, because when I wear it short and curly, it's very difficult. It's not like just, jump out of the shower and shake your hair and have curls. I don't have that kind of hair. Well, Cindy, thank you. We'll see how it looks. Let's see. I want to see if anyone has questions, because that's sort of my missive for today, which isn't very enlightening. Oh, and Cindy, I disagree. I've seen pictures of you, Cindy. You're beautiful. Ooh, whoops. Okay, questions. What questions do you have unrelated to anything that I've talked about? Do you have questions about, and if you don't have questions, I'm just going to jump on and just give you some frequently asked questions that, okay, let's see. If I have any questions. Do we have any questions? Okay. Ladies, I need your questions. Anything. Ask me anything. I'm an open book. Let's talk about, what do we want to talk about? I was going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day, or how about dressing for a date? Whether you're going out with your husband or you're out in the dating world and you're going on a date. That's a good question, huh? Here's some just advice. First of all, open neckline. I'm not saying you need to wear a plunging, especially if you're very well endowed. Maybe you don't want to completely go too va-va-voom on, especially a first date. After that, have at it. But I think an open neckline and then delicate necklaces for a date. You know, I love a bold statement necklace, but for a date, for a little more sexy look, I like a low neckline, go even lower than this, and then a couple very delicate necklaces. Mix your metals, wear silver, wear gold, whatever you want. And very skinny hoop earrings or studs, but delicate and kind of alluring. Let's see, not a question, but I look around at older women and they all have short hair. So I'm trying to also let my hair get longer. Patty, that is another reason, you know, I think a lot of it is cultural. I think we have been taught that once you reach a certain age, you need to have short hair. Now, I believe that short haircuts depending on your face shape and your hair, there's nothing better than a great short haircut. I mean, Cindy is a perfect example of someone who can I can think of so many examples, rock a short hairdo. And it is youthful. It is actually more youthful than anything because it's hip and it's cool and it's modern. But I think it's also easy for especially for my hair to default to this like soccer mom look that is what my hair wants to do. And nothing against soccer moms. I was a soccer mom, not soccer. My kids never really liked soccer. I was a baseball mom, basketball mom, but you know what I mean, where it just sort of becomes, and again, like a bob haircut can be very modern and amazing looking on the right hair and the right face. But on me, it kind of it gets a little dowdy, frumpy looking. So layers are cool and that kind of thing. Okay, we've got it going to Tampa this weekend. Oh, Patty, you're killing me. For a few days, I find it hard to figure out what to wear when it is so cold here. Oh, we've got people from Tampa. We've got people from Tampa right here on the call. Okay, my advice for you, first of all, what's the temperature in Tampa? Cindy, tell us, what's the temperature in Tampa? Let's say it's in the 50s and 60s. I've been hearing this question a lot. You're gonna wanna bring layers, and you're gonna wanna bring, depending on how, assuming this is leisure, you're gonna wanna bring a jacket, a top layer that is both functional and cute, and that you can actually wear inside as well as outside. By that, I mean your great denim jacket or a white denim jacket. If you're gonna be wearing a lot of denim jeans, maybe it's a white denim jacket or a blush jacket like that, or like a cargo style jacket that is in a color that you like, you know, like a neutral, like olive is great, blush is great, where it can be part of your outfit, but it can provide warmth as well. You also need a great scarf, you know, maybe a solid scarf in a mid to lightweight material that you can just throw on and everything else is, you're going to keep your basics neutral. You're going to keep your t-shirts and your pants all within your neutral color scheme, and then have your scarf, your wrap, a jacket, and great shoes. You're going to bring your white sneakers, for example. You're going to bring modern shoes, modern ageless shoes. And in Tampa, I don't know if is it sandal weather there? Didn't want to wear with a friend to dinner at the beach. Okay, Cindy, you got to help us out with the weather in Tampa. I'm going, God willing, to that area, Sarasota and St. Pete's in March, exactly a month from now. So I'll be looking for this same information, 67 to 74 degrees for the next 5 to 7 days. There you go. We got a weather forecaster here. How great is that, Patty? So there you go. So to me, that's like the best weather. So that I think that's going to be easy to pack for. And on the plane, don't worry if where you're leaving from is freezing cold. Don't worry about it. Just get into the airport and wear your layers and your jean jacket and a scarf wrap kind of thing that you can keep you warm, and then your great white sneakers, and then 64, 74, yeah, sandals probably, right? You wear sandals, or maybe a neutral booty that's got like a low, like a springish kind of booty. Depends on what you're going to be doing. Dresses are great. Okay, it's pouring here, an hour north of Tampa, and 51 degrees. Oh, well, you got to, I guess, check the weather. Check the weather before you go. It's not sandal weather. Okay, there, we've heard it now. We've heard it from someone who lives in Tampa. It is not sandal weather, which is interesting to me because where I am in Boston at 74 degrees, people are wearing like bikinis. No, I'm kidding. In the spring, it's like we are clueless. People, we rush the season here because we're so beleaguered the rest of the time. Okay, what else do we have? So you had questions. Somebody asked about dinner on the beach, dinner at the beach, a dress, a great long, maybe a long flowy dress with a great open neckline, and you can throw your jean jacket on over it and maybe a pair of booties if it's not sandal weather, Cindy. That's what I would wear to dinner at the beach. Like a florally, but not moo-moo, pretty floral dress. They're everywhere right now. That with some shape defining, but then flowy, longer. Even maxi length you see in a really pretty pattern. That's what I would wear if I was going to the beach. It's pouring rain here. It's going to be just not sandal weather. Open toe booties are cute too. True. Okay, so we're not wearing sandals in Florida, people. Okay, there you go. I hope everybody here has white sneakers. I'm going to give a little plug to white sneakers because I know some people are like, well, no, I'm not wearing sneakers. You just got to trust me on this, especially at our age. They are not only practical, they are just modern and hip, and you will not look like you're trying to be young. You will just look like you have, read a magazine, or you look like you're on trend without being trendy. They are everywhere. They are going nowhere. They've been everywhere. They've been the standard shoe choice for people for 2 or 3 years now. Nude shoes, nude loafers, nude booties, and a pair of white leather sneakers. Pick your brand. I even got a pair of Adidas with the stripes. So I have solid white Sam Edelman, and I have Adidas with the stripes. And depending on if I want to be a little sportier looking, I'll wear the Adidas with the stripes. They're called the All-Star or Superstar. You've seen them. Or if I'm wearing like a dress, that dress I described to Cindy, you'll see that a dress like that with a pair of white sneakers. And no one can tell me, oh, I can't wear that, Beth, because my feet are going to hurt. That excuse has now gone away thanks to the white sneaker. Okay, so let's see. We need more questions. I'm taking open questions. We covered beach vacations. What else? Should we talk about the half tuck? Have we done that enough? Or should we just have a little review? I still hear people, that's one people I hear people say, I can't tuck my shirt, or I can't wear a belt, or mostly I can't tuck. I don't tuck. And there are times where tucking is not the answer. A lot of times people say, always do a half tuck. I don't think there's anything we should always do, including the half tuck. And you might not ever half tuck, and that's fine. But that's the exception, not the rule. Most people can half tuck, and it is good. And I'm launching spring soon. Probably not soon enough for you Florida people. End of February, beginning of March is my goal. It's going to be good too. I love spring. I like it more than fall. Okay, so here's a sweater. I wasn't planning on doing this. Here is a basic sweater that I can link to you, because that is the one good thing about Amazon is you can get something there. I got this years ago, and I checked, they still have it. So I'm wearing basic straight leg jeans and a sweater, okay? So here's one option. Not great. Can we agree it's not great? I have a straight up and down rectangular figure, which, what does this look like? It looks like a red rectangle. There is just no curve here whatsoever. Now, let's say you are curvy, and by curvy, I mean you have a defined waist, and you have, your waist measurement is smaller than your hips and shoulders. That's what makes curvy. Curvy doesn't mean plus, curvy doesn't mean overweight. Curvy means you have a defined waist and that it's smaller than your hips and shoulders. Well, that would make you an hourglass. But anyway, here I am like this with my straight, and no matter what your figure is, try this. Put on a sweater like this just pull it down straight. A current kind of sweater. Unless it has like darting here or like a seam here, it's probably not going to be great. It's probably not going to be great. But by taking it up, and I mean, I could, and it's a sweater, I could try to stuff it all the way in, but that sounds awful to me. I'd feel like a sausage. And, a blouse is one thing, a sweater is another. I wouldn't fully tuck a sweater like this. But, and it's not difficult. You're just going to take a little bit of it, an inch maybe, and stick it in where, here's a middle front tuck. Stick it in where your button is on your jeans, and then fold it over. I like to cover the button on the jean. For one thing, that means you could skip the belt if you don't want to wear a belt and you're not seeing belt loops if that bothers you. It doesn't really bother me, and just by doing that, now, do I have a waist? I still don't have a waist, but at least I have a little bit of a figure. At least it's defining where my waist is. And it's also giving me proportion, that 1/3, 2/3, that magic proportion. And, it's going to make my legs look longer versus this, which is just going to kind of cut me in half. It's going to be like 1/2, the second half. This makes it 1/3, 2/3, which is the golden ratio, which you all know because you've heard that. Okay, so there's the half tuck. You could also choose to do a side half tuck. Let's see if I can do that with this sweater, where you're getting the horizontal line. Okay, you could even try it. I don't know if I could do it you could try it in your pocket. If you are very short-waisted, if you have a short torso, and usually with a short torso, your legs are proportionately longer. If you do a half tuck, if you're wearing, most jeans are high-waisted, right? On short torso, they just happen to hit there. If my jeans were hitting up here at my natural waist, so I had a shorter torso, and then I tuck in my sweater, that's not a great solution, right? Because then I'm just going to be accentuating my shorter torso. So in that case, you're going to want to wear lower rise jeans. So you're going to have to search. They're not always easy to find. Cut from the cloth is generally a good source. Look and know your measurements, because mid-rise, low-rise, high-rise are all relative to your body, your rise. So you need to know what that number of inches is. By rise, I mean the number that goes from your crotch to the waistband. That's the rise. And all the jeans and most pants will tell you the rise. And you need to know what the right rise is for you, especially if your torso is not proportionate. If you're either long torsoed or short torsoed, rise is very important. So if you've got a short torso, then if you're bringing the rise on your pants down, then you can do a loose half tuck. And then, especially if it's a longer sweater, and pull that part down, you're going to be elongating your torso versus having it up here. You don't need to tuck all the way up here. You can tuck here, elongate your legs, and leave the rest out. So you're going to be elongating your torso. But by starting at a lower rise jean, the half tuck will work better than if you're at a high rise jean and half tucking up here, right? Okay. So that's the half tuck. And then I like to leave the back loose. You don't have to. You could, but it's just sort of a modern look. Some people don't like it. Mary doesn't like it, but it's here to stay. It's been here. I remember the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, that's odd. That was probably 10 years ago. Maybe not that long, but it's here to stay. Letting the back, and then it's kind of nice to have that coverage in the back. And it's just a very cool modern look. Okay, and I'm looking for questions, people. Patty loves my necklaces today. What do I have on my neck today? I don't think I have anything current. This is from Tiffany's, from back in my days where I was in corporate sales for Tiffany's. This is an Elsa Peretti Pearls by the Yard, and I love it. Sometimes I wear it. I just wear it a lot. And then this was a Stella and Dot number that is, it's called the Essential Layers necklace, and I took one of the layers off, and I put my magnetics on. And I don't believe it's still available, but they did just come out with one that I like even more, that I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's brand new, and it has two short and one longer, and it's all adjustable and changeable, and it's got the chains have some facets in them that make them sparkle a little bit without being like CZs. They're very delicate. Oh, it's beautiful. I'll try to find a link for that. What questions do we have? Let's talk about texture for Valentine's Day too, because I started with like the low neckline. Let's say you're just going someplace really casual. Maybe you want to wear something that has some texture. Like this is an Amazon find, and I'm going to put it back on because I'm freezing. A cardigan or a sweater that has some texture. It doesn't to be like sexy. It doesn't have to be all va va voom if you don't want to be, but texture is a great thing. And that I would do on a first date. Wear something that has some nice texture. It's practical and warm and cozy, but there's something about, especially white. I do love white. With some texture to it. It just makes people want to touch you, right? Okay. What else do we have? What else do we have for questions? Maybe I need to just call it quits. Oh, roll up your sleeves, ladies. Talk about this all the time. Show some skin here and roll up your sleeves, especially with a big cardigan. Push up the sleeves a little bit. You don't have to stick them all the way up, just up. The most flattering arm sleeve length is the 3/4 sleeve. So you can cheat it, just create it. This, having your sleeves really too long, it's not a good look. So you don't have to get everything tailored, but just push them up. You can do the trick with the rubber band. Just take a hair tie, put it where you want it, and then shush up the sleeve and cover the hair tie. That's one of those internet famous tricks that I don't personally do, but if you're worried about the sleeve coming down, that's a great little cheat. And then if it's not freezing and you're not wearing boots or booties, maybe wear a shoe where if you're wearing pants, where you show your ankles, show your ankle bone and an inch or so above your ankle, but maybe those red shoes, or that's a very subtle way of just showing a little bit of skin that makes everything more flattering. Great for a date, or wear a dress. Goodness, why not? I know in the winter, people around here were like, yeah, I'm not wearing a dress, but a lot of you live where it's a lot warmer. Why are you launching the spring? Oh, when are you launching the spring looks? Okay, so the spring is coming. Any other questions? Let's see. Do you have an Amazon store you can link to your favorites? I wish I did, and I am trying. I will have to look into that. I'm probably not big enough, to be honest. What I do have that I promise to post on, I'll post it, and I'll also post it here on this video, is a link to a document. I call it Links We Love, and it is a Google Doc, and I update it literally daily. If I come across something that I know everybody would love, I add it. It's not like a blog or special. It is down and dirty. It is a running list. It's by category, and it has all my favorite links of things that are currently available. Okay, so I will link that. And all my favorites, like this cardigan, I'll make sure this sweater is on it. Let's see, can we wear a peach flyaway cardigan all winter long? Love them and have them in all the colors. Rosemary, absolutely. I wear mine all the time. I mean, it's not the warmest sweater, but it is just a great sweater. It really is. I wear mine all the time. And I was just out to dinner on Sunday with another couple, Sarah, my friend Sarah, and she had on the marine blue flyaway cardigan. And it was cold, and she looked great. So you just wear a coat over it. And if you're worried about the length with your coat, just do the old tie. Just tie it. Put your coat on, and then if you take your coat off, you can untie the sweater. Or you can leave it tied, but that's that great material is easy to tie if your coat is shorter than the sweater. Because I don't love that when your cardigan is hanging out longer than your coat. I mean, you can't really worry about it, but with that, you won't have that problem. Okay, what else? What other advice do I have for you? I'm looking for questions. You have me. Any questions at all? Anything you want to know? I don't know if I have anything off the top of my head. I don't. Sorry. Anyway, I'll prepare better next time. It's hard. It's hard doing this every week. I absolutely love it, but let me tell you, it's hard with everything else going on. Okay, well, I think that answers all the questions. Unless anyone has the last one, I'm going to sign off. Next Tuesday, I believe, it's next Tuesday I am here. So I will, what I would ask you to do is if you have anything you'd like me to address next Tuesday, you can either message me or you can type it right here. Oh, Cindy wants to, do you have any suggestions for a right-hand statement ring? I am in the market. I'm in the market. Whoops. Cindy. The jewelry is gotten very dainty and small, and I'm not seeing really cool. Oh no, I do. I saw a statement ring. In fact, I think I sent it to you. That Banana Republic has one with a big ivory stone on gold. So that's a good one. But I'm in the market, and believe me, I'm looking for one for spring, and you'll be the first to know when I find it. There's a brand of jewelry called Monica Wittender, and she has some very cool rings, but they seem like they might have been small. Like I like a single stone, but that's kind of big. But that would be worth trying. Patty wants in more colors. The Trailblazer. I know. I hope so too. It does come in the great rose pink that I love. Oh, they don't have your size, Cindy, in the ring. Bummer. Essential layers still available. Are you serious? Essential layered. Maybe they got it back. Thank you, Nancy. Last I checked, it was sold out. They must have gotten it back. It's a winner. That's what I have on. The essential layered necklace. Thank you. And I have an open party or whatever for Stella and Dot. So if you just go in and under my name, I believe it will automatically take you, or you can go into the party. And the reason for doing that is there's always special giveaways or deals if you place your order under the open gathering or party or whatever they call it. All right, but Patty, I will mention that about the Trailblazer. It's a great shirt. It really is. Oh, here's a quick tip if people who are still hanging in there with me. People who love to wear a button-down shirt like the Trailblazer or a chambray under a sweater. And let's say the sweater is not really chunky, so you feel like an unmade bed, like it's all lumpy and bumpy. I don't know if Miriam's watching, but Miriam has always had this question. Like she's like, you don't like to see all the buttons and the wrinkles. I can't even credit anyone, but what you can do is take a very fitted tank top, put on your chambray shirt or your white shirt. You really don't have to do this with the Trailblazer. That's why I like it, because that's already smooth, but definitely a chambray shirt. You put on your chambray shirt, then you take it can be any color, white, I guess would be safest, white or black, and a tank top, but fitted tank top. Put it over the shirt, the button-down shirt, and then put your sweater on over that. And the tank top will provide that smooth layer under the sweater. Isn't that genius? I didn't make it up. I must have seen it on some TikTok video, which is another thing. Talk about out of my comfort zone that I'm trying to, I might learn how to do it, but honestly, I watch them and I think they're so cringy. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, don't do that. And I don't want to do that. But that, again, that's me. That's me being, people need to do what they want to do. And I've got to do what I'm comfortable with. And so far right now, I'm not comfortable with that. But anyway, you can find great tips. And that tip is a good one. I haven't personally tried it, but I will. But there you go. this time of year especially, those sweaters over a button-down shirt, that lumpy bumpy mess covered up with a tank. You're not going to walk around like that, but put the sweater on over the tank, okay? Anyway, good idea. Isn't that a good idea? Not my idea. Can't take credit, and I have no idea where I heard it. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions? No? All right. Well, it was fun hanging out with you, and go just get dressed. Try something new. Think about those things you say in your head that you can't wear, you can't do because you're too old, you're not the right size, your body's not right, or what someone told you, ooh, don't do that. Think about how you can do it in a way that you will like it if you want to. And I'm here if you have questions about that stuff, or if you're in my private group, ask in the private group. I have seen the most incredible transformations. Women who have come into my private style system group, spring will be opening up later in about a month. People who come into that group saying, what's this half tuck thing? I'm not doing that, or I can't wear this, or I won't, it's not age appropriate. And after a couple weeks in there, they are like sporting these new looks, and the transformation and the confidence boost of just changing that mindset, saying, all right, I'll have a growth mindset when it comes to my style. I'll try that. And I'll show these complete strangers my picture and have them say, yes, that works, or no, try this instead. It's transformational. So I encourage you to join the next one. We're closed for the winter. We're still in the winter group. There's no new enrollments for winter, but it's coming in the spring, and it's gonna be so good, because this spring, I tell you, we're gonna be like, rocking life this spring. All right, so thanks for joining, and since I won't see you, have a happy Valentine's Day, whatever you're doing. Some people don't even celebrate it more, that's cool too. My husband proposed to me on Valentine's Day, so we like to celebrate it. But do something special for yourself, even if you don't have any romantic plans. Do something special for yourself, okay? And just get dressed. Have a good day. Bye.